Alright guys, it's been quite some time since I've made a video on my bug out bag, and I wanted to show you today what I have my setup for shelter. I wanted something that was light, that was compact and durable, and I've chosen the Grand Trunk Ultralight hammock, and I'm just going to show you how I set it up and a couple things that I've learned. This is my Grand Trunk Ultralight hammock, and it weighs 12 ounces. So it's pretty light. The heaviest part actually is the S-hook that comes with it. There's two of these. And it's made out of parachute silk nylon and can hold up to 250 pounds. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I set it up. You can buy tree straps for these. They cost about as much as the hammock does itself. So I've been using paracord. The hammock comes in about $15 to $20. And I think the straps are about $15 to $20 as well. The first thing I'm going to want to do is tie a knot with my paracord and then wrap it around the tree about 3 or 4 times. After I've wrapped this about 3 or 4 times, I'm going to wrap it again just a little bit higher. Wrap this all under here. And now I'm creating a line from this tree to the next tree. I'm going to basically do the exact same thing on my second tree. I'm going to wrap it around. And bring it down. Then I'm going to wrap it around this tree another 3 or 4 more times. Once you have your paracord wrapped around 2 sturdy trees, it's time to set up your hammock. So now I'm going to hook one of the hammock hooks to this rope here, and the other end to this rope here. Now one of the things I intend to do, especially during the winter, is carry a wool blanket and a space blanket with me. A space blanket I can put and line the bottom of this so I'm laying on top of it. And that way none of my body heat gets lost from underneath the hammock. And then I'll use the wool blanket to wrap myself in to keep me warm for the rest of the night. I also want to be showing the blanket that I'm carrying with me. It's an Italian wool surplus blanket, 100% wool. These are becoming more and more rare. The surplus store where I bought this said they will have 150 more in stock, and that will be the end of their Italian wool blankets forever. So I picked up one of these because it can get cold and wet in Oregon. I wanted something that would keep me warm during the night, and even if I do get a little bit wet, wool is known for keeping you warm even if you're in wet conditions. Yes, this blanket does weigh a little bit, quite a bit, but I figure, a little bit of extra weight, if it means keeping me warm at night, is definitely going to be worth it. Another thing you need to take into consideration is possible precipitation. That's why I've made a line across the top of the hammock right here, so I could take my tarp and make a tent over it if I need to. I'm really glad I've made this video today, because I've learned that my tarp is simply too short. Along with this tarp being too short on either end, it's also too short from top to bottom. Ideally, I'd like the tarp to be coming down just slightly below the hammock there. I thought this was an 8x10 tarp, and it turns out it's actually a 6x8. So I'll be going to my local Bi-Mart to pick up a new tarp, and that should complete my shelter portion of my bug out bag.